Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? It is Wednesday. No, it's not Wednesday. God, I'm still in Wednesday. It's Monday. It's very much Monday. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. I was so excited to say it was Wednesday, I swear. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you enjoyed your weekends. It is time to maybe, hopefully, finish the Fontaine story of Genshin Impact. It's Wednesday, but yeah, I was ready. I was so ready to say it's Wednesday. No, we have to start the week. I have no idea what I'm doing Wednesday, but that's a conversation for later. I hope you're all doing well anyway. We're back with more Genshin Impact. We're just chilling out. We're gonna hopefully get through the Fontaine story. I know we're like halfway through the final act. So it is just a matter of how quickly will we get through the rest of it. I actually have some IRL obligations and stuff to do after stream as well, so that's why I'm kind of like let's see how far we can get. I'm hoping we can get to the end, because it would suck to have to like cut it off, but it is what it is. We'll fix it. Also, as a note, I did make some changes. I don't know if it's any different to how I sounded before. I did make changes to how the audio was set up. So if you can hear the music in the background, that's a good start. So do let me know if it's like not working correctly, or if it sounds a bit weird. I had to tweak some settings. I tried to split off every audio track that I did. So I have like, instead of having mic, well, I have mic on its own. I didn't have to change the microphone settings. So I should sound the same. Hopefully. Games, on the other hand, might sound a little different, but because I've yet to actively figure that out. Basically, instead of having two audio tracks like I used to, I now have my mic separate, which was always separate, and then I have like my games and my browser separate as well, because that's where I play music from. I play music from my my browser. So yeah, so do let me know if there's any like weirdness or anything like that, please and thank you, very much appreciated. But yeah, I don't have much to really say otherwise than I'm excited to see where this goes with Genshin. So I'll quickly boot us up here. Oh god, there we go. Boot us up here, and I'll jump us straight into the game. Just pause the music so that way they don't overlap. A funny thing I noticed as well, just kind of a look behind the scenes in terms of splitting up the audio tracks. I have separate audio tracks now for Final Fantasy and for Genshin. However, when I tried to make a separate audio track for Honkai Star Rail as well, it came through the Genshin track despite me having separated the two. So now the two of them seem to be the only games that go through the same audio track, which is very weird, but also very interesting. Oh, speaking of which, the sound's not working. That's great. Hang on, give me a sec. I have a Genshin... Hang on, it might be because I'm tapped out. That's not a good start. I should have done... When I tested this before, it was working fine. Oh, I think I know what it is. I think I know what the problem is. However, hang on. Actually, let me see if I can fix it myself. That's loud in my headphones. Hang on. I'm gonna see if I can fix it here, without having to end stream, because that would suck. Give me just a moment. Audio control. Oh, no. Yeah, it's detecting Genshin Impact. Is there any sound coming through on your guys' end? To me, it looks like there's no sound, so that's why I'm very... Oh, crap. Whoops. Whoops, that's my bad. I'm dumb. I forgot, yeah, I have a separate scene for audio control as well. So, that's my bad. That wasn't the stream. Here, I'll put us in here. Just your talking audio at the moment? Okay, that's not good. I did test this when I separated the audio and Genshin was working. And Genshin has a thing where it doesn't like to work correctly unless you put it in, like, basically because it requires admin admin permissions, OBS won't capture it unless it's also an administrator, unless you run it by administrator, which fucking sucks. Worst comes to worst, I can just get the desktop audio and re-enable it, but I don't know if that will fuck the stream up or anything. Hang on, let me tab out for a sec. Right, okay. Let me see if I can fix it here before we move on. Oh, that's not great. I literally tested this before and it was working fine. Oh, go first. No, that's filters. No, you good. You good, Zhao. Zhao was just talking in my ear for a sec. Hang on. Let's see if I can try to fix this. Wasn't expecting technical issues, considering when I tested this it was working fine. Right, my screen's gonna go dark for like a split second, so just bear with me for a moment while I get this sorted. I should have put like a technical difficulties thing here, but I'll still be here. I'm still here, so just bear with me. Yeah, last time I did this it was working fine. Hang on, what if I adjust these scenes around? No. I know it's playing because it's playing in my headphones. Genshin Impact. Yeah, it should be like, hang on, if I go to like pick something else and then Genshin Impact. Okay. It should be working there now. It's very low, but it should be working. Hang on. Give me a sec. I'll go back to the game and unpause. Because the music does get quieter when it's paused.
Reduced to just standing around.
That better?
How absurd.
Yeah, it's coming through. Alright, sick. Yeah, don't know what happened there. A bit of weirdness, but at least we got it sorted. Now, I'm hoping if I change scenes, it doesn't mess with it again. Let me know if it's too loud as well, because I did have to kind of try and make adjustments as best I could. Right, I'm gonna swap over to the game, and we should be all clear. Oh, right, I forgot to get the game itself up. Alright, there we go. My follow goal is a little bit too big. Let me adjust that. I just have Zhao like speaking in my ear like, demons will be purged. And I'm like, bro, can you just like be quiet for like a split second? I'm trying to fix this. I get it, okay? Alright, there we go. Okay, I think we're good. Very nice. Okay. All good. I didn't do my dailies today, but I'm not going to do them on stream. We're going straight into the story. Zhao banner tomorrow. So tempted to roll. How many like... I don't have any... Well, unless Hoyo gave me some free... Oh, wait, I might have a couple pulls, actually. Assuming I claim... There's them. I should have 5 pulls, right? I didn't get the last of the rewards! That was like 5 pulls wasted! Fuck! Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, god damn it, I didn't log in. I thought that was still going until like the end of the banner. Damn it, that was like 5 pulls wasted. Right, now we got this like battle thing. I'm not gonna do this on stream. I'm so upset. That was like 5, I think it was 5 pulls for day 7, right? Or it was 3 or something. Oh, dude. That's sicking you. Alright, it is what it is. What's what I got? Oh, no, I was just there. This is the battle pass. Alright, this is very loud. Do let me know if it is very loud. I'm trying to adjust when necessary. But I think it should be in the clear. I have the auto ducking on. I just don't know, because basically when I stop talking, the game should go back to its regular regular volume, and then when I talk it should go down. I don't know how long it goes down for though, so I'm still finicky fixing it around and stuff like that. That aside, we got Zhao. I'm actually gonna pick... I do have to party swap. I do want to pick this team again though. Makes sense we go in with Navia considering what the content is today. Dailies, as much as it's gonna pain me, we're not doing dailies today. We're going straight in, and we're gonna go talk to Farina, and we're gonna get to the end of the story. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Oh, excuse me.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of death at station.
Oof.
Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Right. I don't know if there was a bit of lagging on your guys' end, but I noticed that. I just tweaked the audio. I didn't tweak any other settings. I shouldn't be doing anything like that. Right. Well, either way, we'll deal with it when we come. With sound is good. Everything else seems to be good. All right. Let's go.
That's Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Shush. Stay quiet for now.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I had like the most cheerful song playing at the start of the stream, but now we're just tears already. Oh god.
Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry, but what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over?
Farina.
Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina, it's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the arts. They even dared to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marish Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
Stop trying to act tough, Farina. You're actually beyond devastated right now. Aren't you?
Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are some rabbit hands who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her.
Time to set the plan in motion, I guess. Oh, I thought actually like Fate's Black and Happy running after her.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
I'm assuming this is where the plan kicks off. Oh. I thought it was going to give me gameplay again, but I guess not. Oh, okay. Okay.
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
This place is not what I'd call soundproof. You might want to lower your voice to stay hidden.
You're right.
Yep, that's a good girl.
What the hell is that?
What's happening? The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
Another disaster just struck, I suspect.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Neuvillette made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
Has Serena finally reached her limit? Now that she's talking about her actual feelings, she's starting to look far less stiff. You begin talking amongst yourself as Farina slowly calms down.
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways too to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
But even then, you still haven't given up, have you? Right? Alright, we'll mess up the line,
Give
but it's all
up.
good.
I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free.
But would that also mean that all hope would disappear?
Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives.
Yo, Baker, how's it going?
But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end.
She's exhausted.
Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all.
The way she was just able to, like, suddenly get back into character is pretty impressive. But how long has she been doing this? So I can't say it's all that surprising.
Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
We're running out of time. We can't just go back to square one like this. I have to get more information out of her. Farina, you might not have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case...
There's no time left. Please, Farina, just spit it out. Oh, cutscene. God, right as she's about to say it. Oh, okay. This was part of the plan. Definitely. Oh, Linny. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I figured there was something.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance.
I wasn't expecting them to just bring that whole thing from Poisson all the way to the courthouse, okay? I was not expecting that at all.
Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
Jesus, I wasn't expecting Chlorine, like, who's part of the plan? The three, Fatui, Fremine, Lynette. Did I say Fatui? Linny, Lynette, Fremine, Navia, Chlorinde, and Nouvelette. Maybe Ridsley if he shows up, but I don't think so. I think it's just those.
You would draw your blade against a god?
Oh, yes you would.
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Oh, she surrendered.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
I swear, I hate Fontaine's people so much. Oh my god, because they don't see it as reality. They see it as just drama, and that's it. Like, it's... Ugh, dear god.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
Shh! It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice. This time, I will protect you. Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Woohoo! Oh, now we're making history!
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes?
Yeah, but she's such a good performer, like, it's hard to argue with her. And least of all the people.
Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Myself. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
We were so close to getting her to tell us the truth. And it still turned out like this in the end. Okay, it's okay though. As long as we can defeat Farina in court, we still have a chance to figure everything out. Yeah, so there was basically, she was gonna tell us everything, but then, like, literally if they waited like 2 extra seconds, she would have told us. Alright, more court minigames.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean... the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontainian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
Oh, it was very convincing, I'll tell you that much.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Aranias. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course,
Confusion.
this performance was only made possible with Father's support.
All right.
The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
Yeah, they had a whole week, because that's the last time I streamed, was one day last week.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Sorry about that. We deceived you back there.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, sorry, I was just taking a drink. Nouvellette is so done. You can tell in Ray Chase's performance, Nouvellette is just so done with Farina.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
What's funny is just Charlotte's down there as well. She's just kind of there. I don't think she was a part of the plan.
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
No, you guessed wrong.
Oh?
My mission was to give you one last chance. We hoped that you'd share your secret with us before the magic box arrived into the stage.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Yeah, the only thing we can do now is to judge the Hydro Archon. Still, can't help but be a little bothered by the conversation earlier. What did Farina want to say to me right before we arrived on stage?
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Alright.
Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! Oh, let Paimon see. isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
Oh, cool. So we don't have to go look. I don't have to go looking around pretty much. It's a super practical gift. I never would have thought of using it this way.
Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right. I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence.
All right, yeah. So this is good. This just makes it easier for us.
This is the first time Monsieur Neuvillette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out.
To be honest, I'm probably gonna still try brute force this, just because Unga Bunga brain.
A Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something. The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think. According to Monsieur Neuvillette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time. I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia. To be honest, that still gives me shivers. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
Alright, I think we're good. Alright, sick. Right. There's only like a couple, like, I didn't count them. I imagine there's like 7
prosecution and the
of them.
defense are both in position.
Let's go.
The trial shall now begin.
The biggest trial of them all. Let's go.
Oh, come on, Neuvillette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Oh, wow, we're getting dialogue. I thought I'd have to speak again. Alright, let's go.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Dear God. Alright, let's go.
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking our duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Charge accepted.
Oh, God. Even Neuvillette's like, alright, let's get down to business.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
She's hesitating. That's not a good sign.
Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
Because I'm him.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation.
Dear God.
We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
Just for those that are new coming in here and why I'm being a lot quiet, that makes sense. Basically being quieter than usual. I usually let dialogue and stuff comes out unless something crazy happens, and then I start interrupting. Or like I've been showing, I'll voice act the travelers' lines. But other than that, I typically try to stay quiet. So just for those that are new here, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So just a heads up.
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Furina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
The people only see you as their Archon because that's their long-held belief.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
I've got to think carefully. What do we know to be special about Furina exactly? Interesting. Okay. Oh, it actually like narrows it down. So some of them are like don't even like irrelevant. Meaning the name. I think it's that one. I actually think it's this one.
That doesn't.
Never mind. Okay. Probably this one then. What? Oh, I clicked on it again by accident. This might be a move.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Wait, I thought I hit the child one again. Why did it give me the different answer? Alright, I guess maybe I did hit the knave. Right. Such as a curse.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
It doesn't matter who gave us the information. What matters is the veracity of the claim.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse.
Yeah, because like, I think in terms of the lore, the Archons aren't gods like the heavenly principles. They're just they're Archons. They're like separate beings.
But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
So Furina, instead of an Archon, would you just be a cursed human?
Lady Furina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Well,
balance the
don't
scales.
start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Wait, that one trial proved the opposite. Furina actually has no control over the Oratrice after all. Or at all, sorry. Yeah, this is where the conviction would come in. Yeah.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
But that's not justice.
Lady Furina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Furina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
Hell yeah, Nuvalet's a badass.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon. Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally. And it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
Sure, we can put the Oratrice aside for now. But then, Miss Verena, could you give us a brief demonstration of your power as an Archon?
My power as an Archon? There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
Because you can't.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
A brief demonstration of your power over Hydro should be quite harmless. Surely an Archon can at least match the capacities of a human with a vision. We know she doesn't have a vision on her because most Archons don't, or some Archons have a fake one, like Zhongli has a fake vision to hide his identity as a former Archon at this point in the story. I don't know if A or Raiden Shogun has a fake vision. I don't think they do, because they were like a public figure like Furina is now. And then Nahida was captured, so she naturally doesn't have a fake vision either. I think Zhongli's actually the only one. Maybe Venti, I don't know.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium!
Venti has a fake vision too? Yeah, I kind of figured. I just wasn't sure because it feels like so long ago. Also, I just realized my chat's gone. Lamau. Okay, we're back. I had it up on my phone at least.
Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
That's Cap.
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's massive Cap.
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Yes. Oh, she getting wrecked.
It seems like nobody's buying Furina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me, please? You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Oof.
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
If we can't prove that she isn't an Archon, we could try to prove that she's just a human. And if she's only human... Right, okay, we got a bunch of different ones. Okay, so what's relevant? Linny, serial disappearances case, and the intrusion of the primordial sea into the first primordial. I don't know actually for either of these. Maybe this one? No? Yeah.
That doesn't sound...
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, it's one of these then. I don't... A murder case unfolded in the midst of Linny and Lynette's first appearance. Though they were cleared of the accusations leveled against them, their identities as agents of the heart were revealed. I don't know, I guess I'm gonna go up in order. What should be Linny?
It has been established
Never mind. Okay, okay.
that all Fontainians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives.
Wait, so we gotta put the water on Farina? Jesus.
Including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater?
Oh, fuck. That's actually rough. Because if she dissolves... That's like life or death, though. Like, if she proves that she's not the Archon... Or if this proves she's not the Archon, she can easily dissolve. But if she is the Archon, she shouldn't dissolve, right?
If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case.
I've seen her eyes getting shifty there. So...
But
I don't know.
if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontainian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's weird. I wonder what she's gonna do. Oh, she's actually gonna do it? Oh, boy! Farina?
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
To be honest, though, even if, like, I feel like there would be valid reasons even for, like, an Archon to fear the primordial seawater. Just because you don't get dissolved by it doesn't mean there's no right to fear it, you know what I mean?
What's going on? Is she really planning to... that's not what we thought she would...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
I saw that. Oh, she put her hand in it. Oh, God.
Hey!
She actually...
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would blow hard as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegewin? If you're present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Oh, Siegewin.
Siegewin? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see.
Yeah, just to make sure.
That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewin.
What's going on?
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Oh, damn, that was a fucking, like, that's dirty, in my opinion. Siegewin showed up out of nowhere. She wasn't even at the meeting, I don't think. Then again, I did say maybe they could have been involved.
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Farina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved! Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, On the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur.
Bro, that's so... That feels so corrupt. I know we're trying to get Furina to spill the beans, but that feels so corrupt. That's like... I feel like... What? That's like an actual legal thing. Like... It's not perjury. I don't think it's perjury. Oh no. Oh no. I feel like there's a term for that in like actual like IRL court.
We don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
So basically, Siegebean basically confirmed that, oh, if that was an actual fully concentrated source of primordial seawater, she would have dissolved like anyone else would have.
Yeah, so out of regard for Furina's life, you secured a low concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness.
It's like the if she's a witch sketch from Monty Python. Yeah.
It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Furina could have...
I can't believe you...
But what's really going on here? Furina can't... Oh, excuse me. Furina can't have not known the consequences of touching that water as a human. This is too unlike how she usually acts. Unless it's actually more important for her to keep up the facade than to save her own life? But hadn't she given up on everything a long time ago?
Listen to me! Listen to me, everyone! Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks! What happened just now didn't prove a single thing! Think about it! How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
No one's believing it. Oh, it's the opposite.
Please, everyone,
oh, fuck.
anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
Oh, fuck. That's not good. She's the complete total opposite of when we first did like the trial with her, where she had like complete power and like everyone believed her on a whim. Now it's the total opposite. Now it's the complete opposite, dude. Oh, dude.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Furina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end.
Oh wow, that was actually
If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Oh, that was actually kind of quick. Oh god. Oh, what the hell's happening?
I don't think anything she says.
Oh right. She's freaking tweaking, so she is. Oh god.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is guilty.
Damn. Like the whole music cut out and everything.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
I just realized it's the exact pose. She's sitting on a chair. She's crying like we saw last stream in the picture. That's not good. Because that's like the last thing before the fucking... No.
According to the judgment of
God.
the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Furina is...
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
It can't be. Did the Oratrice just declare Furina to be innocent?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty to be punished via the death sentence.
Oh god. I literally... The moment he said that, I literally felt a shiver going down my spine. Holy fuck. I was spoiled earlier it, like, when I first started playing through Fontaine about how the Hydro Archon wasn't in charge anymore. No way it's like this, though, right? Because she was a playable character. She had a banner and everything.
The death sentence?
They wouldn't, like, it's not a Senora situation where Senora's gone and she's not going to be playable because of the fact that she's gone. Because she's playable. So what the fuck is going on?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
Even everyone's like, what the fuck?
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court. And it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Holy fuck.
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Vacher wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Oh! Sorry, I read the dialogue ahead of time. What's more strange is, instead of Furina, the Oratrice rendered the judgment on the Hydro Archon.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place.
So Furina is not sentenced to death. Whoever the Hydro Archon is sentenced to death. That's interesting.
But now,
in Minecraft Twitch, don't ban me.
Seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
What is going on?
Excuse me, if I may interrupt.
Oh, Fremine.
Is the trial still going?
Fremine! Oh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
What is with some help from the other Fatui, Fremine brings. Oh yeah.
That the first prophecy slate?
I was gonna say, how do we get? Oh wow, they just probably like worked on it.
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
Oh, Premine's a good boy. I just want to pat his head. Don't worry, the mystery hasn't been resolved yet. It's still not too late for you to shine.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate.
Yeah, we didn't know what the first one said, because the second one was the Heavenly Principles basically casting down the Hydro Archon and their people. Then we had the whole... Yeah, two of them were switched, because one was the Hydro Archon falling into the water, and then the last one was the Hydro Archon sitting on what we thought was a throne, like crying, when we think those two were flipped, like, because Nouvelette said that.
Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. We'd like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Oh, saying I didn't even need to explain that because we're going to do it now anyway. Okay.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
This looks like the previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning the Oceanids into human beings.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Furina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
An association between the contents of the slates and the events in real life.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
I already remembered. I explained this. The first one was the sec. Oh, we gotta actually do it in order. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Not gonna lie, I'm brute forcing this. The real events related to the prophecies on the slate. Right, what's our first one?
The stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans.
Alright, I imagine...
Does that mean
Hang on, I'll wait for Paimon to speak.
Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well.
Probably, considering every time like someone or something has been in contact with the primordial seawater, it's always been Oceanids. Or they like appear to be human.
The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people.
Sorry.
Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Right, so I gotta match these to like real events that happened. Right. Verify truth. I don't think I can verify the truth on that one. Can be dissolved by primordial seawater. Fusion is guilty. Entrance to primordial sea. Nublet's power. No. Yeah, now if you fell into primordial seawater or water containing primordial seawater, that line.
That doesn't sound...
I thought that'd line up because her testimony would have been she saw fucking Oceanids. They were all like an Oceanid hive mind. The Hydro Archon guilty, pushed by that death sentence. Maybe Nublet?
That doesn't sound...
Okay, fine. I'm brute forcing this. Oh, was this one?
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater.
I figured
and the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans.
Okay, right. We have that one. Right, the second one then is the Celestia casting down. Right, I'm going to assume this then. There we go. Yeah,
Perhaps
that makes sense.
What is about to take place has all happened before. The
Oh,
true
wow.
sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervalet mentioned, and...
Oh no, I skipped by accident! Fuck! I didn't mean to skip that. Oh, alright, I'm not touching a button after I get it right. Damn it! I don't know what the hell he was gonna say there. Damn! Fuck, that's entirely on me. My bad, chat. My bad. Right, what's this one? This is falling into the water. Navia. Okay, I'm not touching
not
nothing.
as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
Could be, actually. Yeah, I tried pressing A to move on to the next one, forgetting it did it automatically. And then this one. This would be her... No, her guilty verdict. Shit. Yeah, I kind of
The
figured.
prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society. But not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
Alright, there we go. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm raging about that second one because I tried to just
They'll dissolve
do
into
it
the
normally.
primordial sea, but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an Oceanid. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. the stone slate's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Oh, verification complete. Damn, there's just so much lore.
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now. So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
The first slate reveals that Fontainians are not real humans.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
All Fontainians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontainians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids.
Yeah.
Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
The second slate reveals that the crime of the Hydro Archon was a creation of the Fontainians from Oceanids.
Yeah!
I know it's Oceanids, but I keep saying Oceanids, I'll have
The
it.
first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
That could also mean that Celestia had, like, in some way or shape or form, Celestia had a way of, like, influencing the Oratrice. So that way it's like, oh, like, our way, like, Celestia's way of, we're gonna keep a fucking eye on you so you don't do more shit. That type of thing.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
I could be taking it out of my, I could be pulling that out of my ass, but I don't know, it just sounded right in my head.
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
As for the third slate, I'm still convinced that it should come after the fourth slate.
Yeah! Isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate?
The fourth slate depicts the fulfillment of the prophecy, as it is already widely known.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion.
Oh, now we have the ball, you can do it.
Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Ah, jeez, alright, let's go.
Well? Did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct.
Okay, I kind of figured at that point.
In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
Interesting.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind.
They really just took the Little Mermaid, didn't they? The Oceanid story is literally Ariel from the Little Mermaid. I will not be convinced otherwise. That's insane. Oh my god, I just realized that now. Holy shit. Oh my god. You can't tell me otherwise.
However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life.
Oh my god. On that same thing, King Triton is Celestia in this regard. Not to the sense of like punishing Ariel, but like stopping Ariel from like wanting to go and live amongst humans. Somehow I doubt there's going to be an Ursula in this story. But come on, the parallels are literally right there. You can't tell me otherwise.
Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea.
Oh, okay.
She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea.
So that's why they can dissolve from that power, I reckon.
That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontainian.
Yep.
But it does answer a lot of our questions.
Literally, Nouvellette shows up and is like, your life is a lie. Every Fontainian's life is a lie. And it's like, dear God. Then they all start hyperventilating, like, Jesus. Like, holy crap. Oh my god. No, that would freak me out. That would freak me out if I was a Fontainian. Holy shit. Oh, shit. There we go.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the 3rd and 4th stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
Oh, wow. So they are in the original... Oh, so they are in the right order? What is the 3rd slate supposed to represent, then?
A key point of the visual on the 3rd slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids.
It's us judging Furina. Oh, sick. Yeah, it's not the falling into the seawater and seeing the Oceanids. It's this part right here where we're all at the courthouse judging the Hydro Archon. That's insane.
They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the 3rd slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
How the hell was that predicted? Hey Joel, can you give me your best Dragon Ball power-up screen? I can't do that due to my living conditions because I will disturb everyone in my household. And I also don't want to blow up my mic. So maybe another time, but I can't do that now. Huh? It can't be.
Yes, it refers to our present situation.
How the hell was that predicted, though?
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
I don't know. It feels like there's no way out of this.
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the 4th slate will also be fulfilled soon?
I mean, we were told that the seal Nouvellette put down in the Fortress of Meripede wouldn't hold up long.
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions.
Oh?
About the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes?
Oh, I literally just said that. Yes.
However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come.
Oh, God.
As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
I have? Wait, could it be... Cutscene? The ultimate proof. Just what is the true source of the catastrophe?
Just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
No, I was just taking a drink. Oh God, what is happening? Just what is... Wait, do I have to go through all of these? Oh no, it's... I have to verify this truth. Game needs to turn... Is it child's conviction then? No, the whale. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
both dream and reality.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
Oh God. What is happening? Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, there it is. There it is. Move goes into action. Nice. Oh shit. Oh God. Yo! Yo! I've never been so happy to see Child in my life, dude. Oh my God. Yo. Oh shit, he's banged up. He's back. But he's using his foul legacy. Holy shit, dude.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
I was not expecting that at all. Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't spoiled on that because that was raw. As much as I have complaints with Genshin Impact, it nails a lot of its cutscenes. Oh my God. So cool. That's right. I'd wager that it's also the one that Child saw when he was young.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here.
The signal of the end.
That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels.
So that fat-ass whale.
And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
flooding Fontaine.
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontainians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontainians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontainians.
Dear God.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
even Navia, not to discredit or anything, but it was solely Child and Nuvalet that did something.
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner.
What is his connection though? Because he came right after it, and then fell back in.
From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
Yeah, we know what the foul legacy and delusions do to people. The fact the child is still breathing, let alone, is kind of a miracle.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late.
What do you mean?
It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself.
I'ma still beat it up.
Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
I'ma beat it up.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed, that's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end, no matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Absolutely fucking not. Oh, what's going on? Oh. Oh.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
After everything, it still turns out like this. We couldn't fight against fate. Wait, but if this is all about fate...
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall?
Watch, that place that... it was like the basement. When Linny tried to go in there to see what was going on, he heard a voice and then immediately dipped. What if that's where the Hydro Archon is?
Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
Could it be that even if the prophecy was fulfilled, there will still be a way to save everyone? Did I miss something? Wait, I forgot about Farina. What was it that she wanted to say to me at the last moment in the giant magic box? What is her real secret? Oh! Oh, another cutscene, boy. We getting these in a row.
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Oh, God.
Farina! No, I still need answers.
Oh, God. Oh, God, what is happening? Oh? Oh, what? 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 What is happening? Okay. That's a Farina lookalike.
You.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment.
Folklore.
Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor? Why did you deceive us?
Oh my god.
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Yeah. Once again, proving the heavenly principles are the enemy the entire time.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril.
Yeah, we kind of seen this with Nahida talking with Doctor, where it's like, what if I just destroyed this Gnosis and called down the heavenly principles right now? Do you want to take that gamble? Like, yeah.
So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor.
She has the cockiness that we know from Farina, so at least we know where it comes from. Just oh yeah, I'm a genius, oh no.
Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
Oh, wow.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being.
Wow, okay, so that's where Farina comes in. Okay.
The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished.
What is with Archons making like duplicates or puppets? First A, now Focular. Yeah, what is this theme like?
Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her.
I'm sorry. That was so nonchalant, I can't help but laugh. She was perfect. She was perfectly human. Just the way I wanted to be. Anyway, so now she's cursed? Like, what the fuck, dude? Oh my god.
All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles.
No, that delivery was too funny. I'm sorry.
Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne.
Yes.
In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Furina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy, under the curse I placed on her. So long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Furina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years.
Dear, basically, oh wow, so basically, since Conria. Dear God.
And all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Holy shit. Wow. Or what's this? I came into contact with Furina's tears? If I remember correctly, tears often contain a being's strongest emotions. With sufficiently strong hydrosensitivity, I can form an emotional connection, just like I did with that Oceanid at the Fountain of Lucine. Wait, could this be Furina's inner world? Furina? What's she doing on stage? Wait a moment, that probably isn't Furina. That's likely a reflection of her inner self. If I can discreetly speak to that self, I might be able to easily get what I want to know. I came here for answers. Either way, this opportunity is not to be missed. Let's try talking with her. Oh! Get ready for an expedition, or expedition, Jesus. Exposition dump. Let me up. I actually, wait. Alright, I actually didn't think there were stairs here for a sec. Yeah, the lights on her completely empty. And she's smiling for some reason. Okay, let's see what's going on.
Oh, who permitted you to come onto this stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules.
Furina?
All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance.
What was at the top of the screen? Do not look at me. Do not look at me. Huh? But I don't see an audience here.
Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it?
Just let the stage lights go off, please, if only for a second. Yeah, she is exhausted from doing all of this stuff, man.
I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontainians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Yeah, that way I could be myself again. I didn't read it because Furina was talking, or I didn't say it because Furina was talking, but I did read it. Something's off. There's no getting through to her, even in her heart of hearts. She's still playing the role of Hydro Archon. What sort of resolve must she have to, even in her inner self and subconscious, would have such impenetrable defense? I have to find a way. The lights. Turn off the spotlights.
Dear audience, the performance
we
is
fighting?
experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry
go.
not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
No. Oh god, that's so loud! That's so loud. Here, I'll turn it down a bit. That's a lot louder than I thought. Okay, hang on. I'll turn down OBS. Give me just a sec while I turn that down a tiny bit. Maybe I'll kind of double it and pass it to the next person. Right, that one should be fine. The ambience might be lower than usual, but hopefully then the combat will be the same. If I'll just turn it down in game if necessary. Right, let's see how it's like now.
Hey, what gives? The audience
go.
is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards?
There is no guards. It's just me. Let's go. All right.
Let's light it up. A proper
Time to set Farina free.
Spina with love.
All right, they're actually talking now, my characters.
Feeling lucky? Hiya!
Yeah, I just realized that the enemies are named Chains. Oh, you dodged it. Come here. Bitch! And last one. Let's go. Oh, that's it. That's all the spotlights turned off. In Farina's heart, they must have symbolized the eyes of the people on her. Speaking of which, I think I received some sort of signal. Was that her true voice? A ticket? When did that end up here? Oh. Either way, looks like the show is about to begin. In that case, show me how you truly feel, Farina. Oh, scene 1 before a mirror, Farina. Oh! Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this is actually the part of the story where Farina was playable, so it makes sense that we'd have control of her. Okay.
Farina. Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good. You know it well.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
You truly are the perfect human. My ideal. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right.
Oof.
You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
500 fucking years.
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it.
Huh. Scene 2 Ascension speech for Rina. That this like her like taking the role of Archon. Oh, it's really making me walk, huh? Oh, there we go. Yep, there it is. It's very ominous. It's very like there's no music or nothing until you get to the cutscene. Here we go.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act natural.
Summon courage. Don't know if that was
ladies
like
and
Trevor saying.
gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Verena de Fontaine, your new Archon.
Appear earnest.
In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice.
Close politely.
Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey,
Did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a maison back puppet.
Alright, so the absolute sheer attitude of Fontainians existed back then. Sick.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? This is bad. If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy. Right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Furina. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act?
Oh, so that's why she puts on the whole theatrics then?
Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play. Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house.
So she could have turned out to be wholly different if the Fontaine people were, like, accepting of her off the jump, rather than having to, like, put on this whole act. Because, like, even for a lot of people in real life, like, people put on an act, like, to come off as, like, more positive than they are, and then they go home and they're absolutely miserable. So, like, putting on an act for 500 years to that extent and not being able to drop it, bro, that's insane.
You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Her personality. It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech.
Resolutely with conviction.
My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin.
Turn up the drama.
The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its God. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine.
End the speech emphatically.
There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
What I liked in that whole thing is it gave me the same options as it did originally. So I'm very curious what would have happened if I had chosen any of those options. Again. And then Act 3. Opera House Furina. How many of these are there? Oh wow. Oh, now it's actually running.
Lady Furina, Here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now. Was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neuvillette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. How could you hope to understand?
The trial that the Hydro Archon Focalor promised her.
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await. It will come one day.
Oh wow. Alright, I actually thought it was gonna go on to like another one. Alright, let's go.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm.
Like putting up this act for 500 years, like I mentioned, it's insane. Yo, Zero, what's happening? We're just playing some Genshin Impact, we're just watching cutscenes. Well, no, we're going through cutscenes without watching cutscenes.
All right.
We are watching cutscenes, but yeah.
Deiateria, is it? How is your son's illness?
You remembered me, and you knew of my family too. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you, and to bring your words back to him.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
You're such a gentle and wise god. Thank you once again, on behalf of my son.
Okay. Interesting. Oh no, we got the other side. Oh, I just realized there's a bed back there. Alright. So I'm assuming we'll go to the bed after this. Alright.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
I'm curious where in the timeline out of the 500 years she's been Archon, like where this is. Like we know she's been like working on it for basically since the start of that 500 years. So I'm curious like where each of these events we've just been shown line up.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods, after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy.
So even then, she was like holding out hope that... This is why I think like this is like early in her time as Archon, because she's still like holding out hope for it. She's no signs of being jaded yet, unless we see it here.
The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time, but it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion.
Right, this has to be further down the line then. Maybe like, I'd say give or take 50 years?
Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going, and everyone will be saved. Alright, Farina, don't think too hard about this. You need rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
This is gonna be scene 4. Scene 4, Opera House, Farina. Ah!
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports
frustrating.
for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Lady Farina, I've
Same thing again.
so
Okay.
long for this chance to see you in this manner.
Indeed, my dear, loyal citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us both.
So this is gonna be her routine for 500 years. Fuck. Yep, back to the library.
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute.
And then back to bed. Holy crap.
I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about. I just don't know when these days will end. I feel utterly exhausted. Best to rest early today, too.
Which is why I'm like, where is this in the timeline of the 500 years? God, we're still going? Oh my god. Alright, what's next then? Same thing again? Yeah. Just fast forward. Oh. Scene 6. Oh, Jesus. Scene 18 or... Oh, that was...
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this.
It was like scene 182,000. Holy crap.
I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Dioteria, almost 20 generations ago.
Dear God.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer. A descendant of a line most ardent.
Oh, she's about to crack. Like, oh my God.
Surely you exaggerate, Lady Farina. My lady?
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Uh-huh. Really now?
Yep, she was...
I didn't even notice.
Think of that for like any regular person. That much anxiety, that much like having to wait for this eventual like prophecy to come and then be stopped. And hearing nothing, no updates, no progress, no like improvements, nothing for 500 years until we show up. Until the traveler shows up. That's insane.
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon, I am honored to have witnessed it. Honored indeed.
Holy shit. I want to cry, but my makeup was $48. Sorry. I know this is a serious stop. I know this is a serious scene, but I can't help but joke sometimes.
So interminable. So lonely. Just how much longer?
Pretty sure, I think when Fontaine first came out, you could actually hear crying from the fountain. And it was speculated that it was Farina, and it was that exact line, I think. So that's interesting.
Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. Today I didn't even notice my own tears. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far?
I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries, but there's not even a sliver of hope that we might break the prophecy.
Yeah, so this is like current day, I reckon.
All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act. It is the only way to save Fontaine. Please, mirror me. You have to succeed.
Fuck. We're still going? Oh, I just noticed as well the days being crossed off in the background. Opera House, Farina and myself, by any chance? Farina and who?
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone.
Yep, me.
Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
That's my voice. Is this scene from when we were in that giant magic box? This is great. I didn't think this scene would replay in her world. Surely I'll find out what she wanted to tell me all this time.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case... He's right. I could confide in him, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Farina, you shouldn't be selfish. But what if it's really all right? Farina, you've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. Just this once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt.
I'm like, literally everyone in Fontaine just has like tragedy. That is the nature of an opera, I guess.
If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it. Long and hard. No, I have nothing to say.
Oh, dude.
I'm Farina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Holy.
Fine.
Oh, he's pissed. Oh my god, the Traveler is pissed. He's like, I'm so fucking done. He was already done after, like, Inazuma.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Oh, so that's why she can't confide.
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate.
Oh, so even if she told us?
It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Udex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you.
Yeah.
Hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
Yeah, I knew it. I mentioned this while we were still doing the trial with Farina, yeah.
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it?
The gnosis was mentioned for a change.
Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
Jesus.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, like, well, indemnitium was, like, used for the population of Fontaine. Like, we rarely ever, like, seen it used in, like, oh, like, to make, like, weapons or some shit. Like, so where's it going?
But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine.
Yeah, exactly.
The vast majority had to be accumulated to enact this death sentence.
Holy shit.
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia, and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
Is that the equivalent of what Nahida was gonna do by destroying the Gnosis? If it's that much of a shakeup, the Heavenly Principles might take a more severe role in the next, like, major patch in, like, 5.0.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon.
Yeah, so it's for the Hydro Archon itself. There will be no Hydro Archon after this is done.
The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
I kind of skipped it, but yeah, he's getting set. I expect it's gonna be raining when we get out of here.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry.
There's the fairy. There's the rhyme that kept getting that I kept bringing up.
I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice, And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice.
Yeah, that's a nice way of flipping it.
In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontainians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last. I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Oh, boy. Oh, here we go. This is the end.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Holy fuck, guys. Thank you, Furina, for all you've done. From this moment on, please live happily as a human, just as I wish we could. Oh!
I, Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Oh, you can actually see him crying now, I think. I didn't want to talk throughout that entire cutscene, but I caught it at the end. Holy fuck, guys. That was so good.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
I gotta stretch. Holy shit. You can't see, but I'm stretching my neck and my arms. No, that was fucking intense, and we're still going. We still need to find out what the hell the whale is doing. Oh my god. Okay.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Yeah, let's get this ass.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry.
You obtained the power. Just now. Yeah, I know. It sounds like he pulled it out of his ass, didn't he?
Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice.
You mean me?
The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal.
That's all-devouring whale sounds a bit more sounds a bit more intimidating, but go off.
Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Let's get his ass. Let's go. I'm terrified, not gonna lie. I think this is the boss I have to grind to get Navia's skill to level 10. You're gonna become farming material. Let's go.
How are we going to do that? It's huge.
Holy shit! All right,
I've already done my best to separate.
I can't even hear because the fuck. I can't even hear what he's saying. Nubalek, can you speak up? What am I doing? How do I fight this thing? Oh crap!
I shall share part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together.
All right, we gotta wait for an opening. Okay, that's fine. What's mad is that how this feels like a similar plane of existence to fighting A.
I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
What's this? I don't know what I'm doing.
Gather.
Is that it? Go. I can't do nothing yet. Oh god. Okay, there we go. Destroyed the Eye of the Maelstrom.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour.
Okay.
Continue to trigger its hostility. Change will present itself.
Okay. I guess I just kind of gotta bide my time here. Cause it doesn't sit still for me to hit it. Here we go. Oh god damn it! Oh, you have to. What is this music? Oh shit! Let's go! This music! Oh god.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment. Use my power to suppress the roots from within.
Oh god.
This one's got your name.
God, yeah, this dude takes hits. Use the power of Moonlight to destroy and interrupt shell attacks. Right. How do I use this said power? It doesn't give me a prompt.
Everybody stand back. Hey there. Fire.
There's probably a better way of fighting this. There we go. Oh, really? I thought I could wail on it. No pun intended. Oh, okay, cutscene. Oh, damn, Nuvila just came up and shot it. Oh, crap. What is going on? Oh, who are you? Child? What? Damn, she just yeeted child. Fontaine characters cause Usia and Numa damage. Oh, so it's a good thing I brought...
with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... oh well.
So it's a good thing I brought Navia then? Is what I'm understanding from that. Because I only have one Fontaine character. Well, I have Lynette, but I don't have her built. But aside from those two, I don't have any other Fontaine characters. Who are you?
It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
Disciple? Your master's pet?
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right?
What?
It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world.
I didn't defeat it. I got like a tenth of its health down. What are you talking about?
So you may speak to me as equals.
What sort of person would take the all-devouring narwhal as a pet?
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks.
I will say, Skirk looks really fucking cool.
All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did.
I thought you were going to tell me now. Are you?
His name is Sertologi.
Who? Yeah, I don't know.
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's the first time we've heard of it.
So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then? Or Gold Rhindaughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhindaughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so
wow.
you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhindaughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person? Paimon didn't quite catch their name.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Shit. No. There's little to be surprised about, Paimon. It is natural after all. The prophecy will surely come true. We knew this and accepted it. However...
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
Oh yeah, so they shouldn't dissolve if their sins have been forgiven, right?
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne.
Oh shit. Wait, is that real? That happened? That's happening?
Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
What's happening? Yeah, that's the thing. I figured.
Hey! Help! Over here!
So it was going to be submerged regardless. It's just the whole turning back into oceanids thing that we prevented. Holy shit, I actually didn't think it happened. Oh, there we go. Oh, what the hell? Oh, the Fortress of Meropide. Yeah, they were working on something like this.
All hands initiate emergency rescue.
Yeah, nice. I completely forgot they were working on like a massive ship for this entire purpose.
Hey, lend a hand.
Fremine. That's insane, though.
Look, the water's receding.
That's mad how our goal wasn't even to...
Water's receding. We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Insane. I'll finish my thoughts after this cutscene.
Are you alright?
We're safe. The prophecy was wrong.
Oh boy, dude. Holy shit.
The soil renewed. The Spina di Rasula talks post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Spina di Rasula, and we spoke about Poisson's present and future. Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it. Skyship Winglet, Booner Brain of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once-overlooked hidden gem. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle, they would find it all the harder to find a word with which to classify him and his team. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Jurier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
They might have been real big shots from the start. We just didn't meet them in that capacity.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
Oh shit, I did it. I'm still reeling from the past couple of minutes.
If we watch everything happen from start to finish, what's there to be curious about?
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed. And also, with you around, I'm sure I'll get to see that Duke.
Are you sure? Hasn't he turned you down several times already?
Oh, this time will be different. Come on. Let's head to Poisson first, and then make a trip to the fortress. There are some things you'll only know when you get there.
Alright. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Finale. Alright, yeah, so I guess it's just wrapping things up now. Holy crap. Hang on. Alright, where's it? Finale. Oh, yeah, so this, I'm assuming, is this it then? Is this like the final quest? We kind of like went through a bunch. It was just like, it was all at once, so maybe it didn't like seem like one quest. Or seem like multiple quests. Damn. No, like, I'll give my thoughts on the end, because it seems like we're coming to the wrap-up stage of things now. Kind of like what we did for Fontaine and the like. Oh, is that a Fatui? Yeah, I suppose they did help this time around.
Oh, it's you. What brings you all here?
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here. Oh, the Fatui are here too.
Yeah, the one time the Fatui were actually helpful, which is actually kind of insane.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snežević. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies, and is helping with our work. Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people, but we're moving forward. That will have to be enough.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article you wrote last year about Fontaine's stray cats. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the Spina.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too.
Hey, Corin.
How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clarence?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Farina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really came here to help me out.
They're roommates, chat. They're fucking roommates.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor, for Navia's sake?
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Chlorand at any rate.
Us looking at Navia. What are you recommending us for? We've already done so much.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up and smile.
How did it go? Was it a good shot? Did Paimon look cute in it?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots.
Charlotte takes more pictures of Poisson to declare. Yeah, stop interrupting my.
I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key.
Almost like content creation. Am I right, fellas?
Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with you after all, Miss Chlorand.
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Meripede.
You knew she was already going?
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Nervillet, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete information chain.
In truth, all Monsieur Nervillet asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridsley will make a personal appearance.
Exactly.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a move first.
Stay safe now. And If you hear anything interesting, I'll treat you to afternoon tea in exchange.
Oh boy, right, where are we heading next? The Fortress of Barapede. Oh, I just realized I actually might have a couple of wishes after this because I would have done the story. Where am I going? Oh, right. Yeah, I was thinking that. Oh. Navigate, and then there we go. I was wondering for a second, it just wouldn't let me. So much overriding. Oh shit. Brought us straight in.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic feeling to this place.
I hate it here. I want to leave.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the entrance to greet us?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom our good head nurse recommended to me.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress, sir.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
I'm still raging I don't have him. He would have been so fun to play with, even if he isn't a quote-unquote meta DPS. I don't give a shit. Oh, Jurier. He's like, oh, fuck this. Oh, yeah, the two of them. They're also roommates, chat.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. I've already taken all the photos we need.
Miss Charlotte, do these pictures really need to be published on the cover of the Steambird?
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier, hmm?
Sir, please don't say things like that.
Just make out already. Oh! This has been going on for how many patches? Because I can't remember what patch this story came out in. Dear God, just find a corner and kiss or something. Fuck me, dude. Ah. Enemies to lovers only works if you see them become lovers. That's all I'm gonna say.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed, and I'm very thankful to the Steambird for...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. You've definitely got more of that genius vibe going on. The boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated a myth back there, like an emissary of legend.
I'm blocking it, but that smirk that the traveler gives is so fucking funny. It's like, oh my god, it's like Xenos' smirk. I hate it, but I love it. It's great.
Still, if I might ask, where's that flying ship now?
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive scoop.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really? Well then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that loss?
She really does know how to squeeze opportunities for all they're worth.
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple?
Just... God damn it.
Well then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing before.
Yep.
Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I came up with?
Ah, Siegeween.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse?
Sure. Come on, Miss Siegeween. Over this way. Let's find a brighter spot.
Huh? Sure. Do I have to smile?
She just got here, and it's like, oh, okay. I mean, I can do that.
So, how have things been at the fortress?
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some changes, but this place is still more or less the same.
You can see them in the... once again, I'm blocking them, but you can see them in the background. Like, Siege was, like, posing and stuff. That's cute.
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much attention, I think.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I right, Mr. Jurier? Miss Lorvine?
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun. Not that you would want that, which is a pity.
I'll just leave the spotlight to you two.
You walk with Wriothesley for a while and share news above ground.
I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
Oh.
Oh, actually, what about you? Are things gonna change for you too?
What change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my duties. As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey everyone, the photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go. Till next time, everyone.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. Until then.
Wriothesley's like, oh god.
Right. Last stop, the docks.
Right. Where's are the docks? Oh, there we go. Back where it all began. Back where it all finished. Or started. We're gonna finish it where it started. We gotta go. Yes, we gotta go down. The lift is currently coming to the floor. Nice. I'm starting to wonder, like, we only got like a taste of that boss. Do I have to like wreck its health? Like in its entirety? Or do I only get it down partially every time? For like farming for like Navi and the like. Come on. The lift is running. It's taking its sweet ass time. You know, I can only jump down actually. What am I waiting for the lift for? Yeah, I can literally do this myself. Yeah, much quicker. I don't know why I was waiting for the lift. It's harder as a weekly domain than a story fight. Yeah, I kind of figured, because they did a similar thing with other bosses.
They really are here! How did you know?
Oh, I looked away for like a split second.
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks distributing these strange pockets the whole time since.
Oh, the magic pockets?
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of gadget is it?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or you could trick a friend into doing it for you.
Trick a friend? I wonder which of my friends would fall for that.
The look of absolute or not disdain, but the
You
look
could
of
just make a
disapproval.
friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Oh, poor Fremine, dude. Hey.
Is this what you meant by I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Sure. Please, write down my address.
Lynette sure is working hard to help Fremine socialize.
He's like, I just want to go home, dude. I don't like this.
He was the one who proposed doing this.
Oh,
He even
really?
wants to assist in our magic shows.
Oh, fair enough. Sounds like that would suit him.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
What's funny is, Holly, I don't know if you know this. I might have told you, but for the chat in general, anyway, the English voice actor for Linny is the same English voice actor as Blade. So think of those two characters and how they sound. Yeah, Damon Mills is his name. He's so good. He also plays Frieza as well. And, he also plays Frieza in a lot more of the modern games and shows and stuff like that. He's very good. He's very cool. That is wild. Yeah, I know, right? It's insane.
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. So, how have things been, Traveler?
I'm doing alright.
Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
That's alright. We were more than happy to help. So, what's she doing now?
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well, after Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
Why, though? Fuck me! What is with all of them giving away the gnosis? I know the gnosis are basically how the Heavenly Principles have their authority. But why are people just giving them away? Venti had one, like, out of all of the Archons that we have encountered, Venti is the only one who had it forcibly taken from him. Zhongli gave it away. Yaimiko gave it away. Fucking Nahida gave hers away. And now this shit. Bro, stop doing this. No way we get to 5.0 or 5.x whatever, and that fucking Archon just hands it over. If they're meant to be the god of war, the Archon of war. There's no fucking way. I know I'm getting heated, but for fuck's sake, like... Oh yeah, he just gave away the Gnosis. What? Bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, come on. Seriously. Alright, either way, my ranting aside. Where's the game? I'm guessing they're conspiring with Snezhnaya. The Snezhnaya Archon. I feel like, I don't know. Like the Heavenly Principles are conspiring with Snezhnaya. That feels... That doesn't... I don't know, because the... To take down the Heavenly Principles. I don't think they're conspiring. I think they're just... To me, it feels like it's like, yeah, fuck it. I don't want this. Because Zhongli actively doesn't want to be an Archon anymore. And he isn't. A is still. Venti... Yeah, like, all of the Archons we faced don't really want to be Archons. Except for Nahida. Nahida kind of took the role, but that's because of, you know, Irminsul and that whole thing. So it's no longer in history of it being Ruka Devata. It's Nahida the entire time. Then we have this whole thing with Farina as well, because they were actively trying to fight against the Heavenly Principles. Now there can be literally no Hydro Archon ever again because of what she did. Because the Heavenly Principles took the Archon's power originally from the Sovereigns of Tvat. Yeah, the dragons, which is what we kind of learned. Yeah, oh no, but the fact that you just give them away pisses me off. I'm sorry. Put it in the Gnosis and made 7 gods, sort of puppet leaders. Yeah. That is a common theme, like the whole puppet thing.
A diplomatic gift? A Gnosis?
Yeah, Paimon, right?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, there were actually a number of things going for it.
To be honest, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we get to Snezhnaya eventually, and we side with them to fight the Heavenly Principles. I think my theory right now is we're gonna encounter like an emissary, or like we're gonna have like some encounter with the Heavenly Principles, like in person. There's no way we don't, since we're like pretty much halfway through all of the nations. This is the 4th one. There's no way we don't encounter the Heavenly Principles in person in 5.0.
It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring Narwhal down.
Also the floating island that's followed us around the map the whole story. Yeah, I knew that was Celestia.
Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
Which I'm guessing is Celestia. I'm pretty sure it is. I thought that was confirmed.
That's true, but this is a Gnosis we're talking about. Doesn't this seem a bit irresponsible?
I used the Gnosis to destroy the Gnosis.
I would agree, but I've also heard that it seems that Monsieur Neuvillette has had a significant change of heart regarding the matter.
To be honest, though, I wouldn't be surprised of Neuvillette giving it away. If anything, the more I think... I'm only, like, ranting about it because it's happened for 4 fucking nations at this point. But I'm not surprised Neuvillette would give it away because it's practically useless now since there can't be another Hydro Archon because of what Focalor did. So, it's basically useless. It's a paperweight.
So there's some reason for this that only Neuvillette knows about?
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which, I did see him strolling around the entrance to the Fortress of Meripede a while back.
Also, if Neuvillette has his powers back, is there any power left in the thing? Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a fucking paperweight now. So that's what. So his scenario is a little bit more forgivable. The rest of them are just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, oh my god.
Isn't he real busy and stuff?
Then again,
I didn't think he'd have the time for that.
actually, I'm thinking of. Hang on, I'm going through it. Venti had his stolen. Zhongli just doesn't want to be an Archon anymore, so he gave it away and faked his death. Then there was A. Yai Miko gave it away, but I'm still iffy on what the whole thing. I was thinking of Nahida. Nahida used it as a bargaining chip, which makes sense because Doctor is a fucking formidable foe. So I can see her, like, specifically being okay, and Neuvillette as well because it's a paperweight. What does he have use for it? Did you ever hear about the Venti theory with his gnosis? I didn't actually. I don't pay too much attention outside of the game itself, and even then I'm iffy.
The gnosis was given to the knave, right? What about Child?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
Yeah, he used this fucking foul legacy. Well, I guess I can now call him one of my war buddies.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be allied with them this time.
We still have his vision.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Oh, is that the knave? I hope she's playable. Really hope she's playable.
Father. Well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind.
I will. Oh, sorry.
I would have done them regardless.
I will say, Hoyoverse did a good job with making us think that the knave was going to be like a main threat. Like, we had this whole prophecy thing, but this easily could have been with the track record of the Fatui being, oh yeah, she's gonna try and have it come faster or something like that. I will give Hoyoverse credit, they did a very good job with subverting that. And then, like, oh, now I remember what I was gonna say earlier. They did a good job of subverting the prophecy. We're not stopping the water levels from rising. We're just stopping all the people of Fontaine from dissolving. I think that was also very good, a subversion. That's really good. One of the earlier cutscenes at the start of the game, Venti is interacting with the violin. Yeah, I remember that. And there's this glow. And people are theorizing that he gave him back his divinity then, before the Gnosis was stolen from Venti. I mean, shit, that could be the case. Maybe that's, well, yeah, I was gonna say that could lead to, like, I'm trying to think. That could lead to why Venti kind of didn't put up much of a fight or didn't really care. But then again, it also 500 years, so.
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks.
Yeah, if the Fatui are gonna be actually allies against the Heavenly Principles, I can see what the knave... I think that's what the purpose of the knave is. The knave is to give us another perspective on the Fatui. Well, because every... Like, I couldn't trust the Fatui as far as I throw them, which is not very far. But, like, every instance with the Fatui has been a negative one. We had... Time to go back in time. We had the initial Signora... Oh, well, there was just the Fatui trying to fuck with the Knights of Favonius, and then we had Signora taking the Gnosis. Then we had Child basically threatening to flood fucking... Leeway. Then we had Signora trying to get the Gnosis only for that to fail, but then Scaramouche got the Gnosis, and then that led to the events of Sumeru. And now we're in Fontaine, where, yeah, they got the Gnosis, but the Knave is actually a ally, quote unquote. So we've had a negative opinion of the Fatui for 3. Wait, is this the 5th or 4th nation? Mondstadt, Liyue, Sumeru, Inazuma. This is the 5th nation. Holy shit. Yeah, so for 4 nations, we've had a negative opinion on them. At least I have. Aside from Child, because he seems to be like, I will fight. I just want to fight you. That's like, he's just Goku. He's like, anti-hero Goku is what Child is.
Switching my masks is something I've always done.
Will you keep to your position?
Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever? As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
Oh, we actually give it back. Okay, I was gonna say, imagine we held on to Child's vision. Child's just brawler brain. Yeah, he's Goku. He's literally Goku. He just wants to fight me. Actually, I just remembered something. Please help us deliver this.
A vision? Alright. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
Alright, I actually thought we'd hold on to it, because that would be mad that we hold on to his vision until we see him again. But that could be ages from now.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh? You're...
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie talent.
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall continue my walk while the weather remains so agreeable.
Farewell, Father.
You know what I just realized when we were talking about Child being Goku? Child has the brawler brain of Goku with the attitude of a mix between Shadow and Sonic. Because he's very snarky, he's very competitive, but he has the whole wanting to fight thing from Goku. I know, like, that's me because, like, Dragon Ball Z is, like, one of my favorite animes, and Sonic is, like, formative childhood shit. So, of course, they're my, like, main comparisons. But think about it. Just think about it, chat.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews. Thank you all. This'll be more than enough for me to write about, I'm sure.
Basically, what I'm saying is Child is 2 hedgehogs in a skin suit. That's all I'm saying. A more friendly Xenos. Yeah. I feel like that's actually... I completely didn't even think about Xenos, to be honest. That's probably a better comparison. I like the whole 2 hedgehogs in a skin suit comparison better, though.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
We already have one.
Move things about?
That's right. Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met too. And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. So many things have happened, but the pockets are still the pockets. I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths, and serendipity will lead you to your fated friends. All right then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later, so we'll get going now. Have a good day, you two.
All right.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see how Neverlet's doing? As long as he's not so busy that he doesn't have time to chat anyway.
Right, and I have a feeling Nouvelette's gonna be the last person we talk to. Because normally it's like... Normally before we finish a nation, it's we talk to the Archon or an associate of the Archon. So that we're probably gonna end up... I imagine Nouvelette's gonna be the final thing. Actually, I want to check something real quick. I did say I might have... Oh, really? I only have like 1 pull. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah. I kind of gave my thoughts already, but like... Oh yeah, I was gonna give my thoughts as a whole once we finish up. So we should be finished around here. The Opera Epiclese. The Opera Eclair. I don't know. Wait, did I go? Oh, was I meant to talk to the Melazine? Oh right, he's at. Oh right, he's at the back of the Opera Epiclese. Never mind. Never mind.
The entrance to the fortress.
Oh!
Ooh, he really is there.
I didn't realize I had like no stamina. I would have died. I would have fucking died there. Had I not copped that. The bloody camera almost killed me. Right.
So, you really are here, Neuvillette. I didn't think you were going to have free time this hour of the day.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he passed this way. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remembered. Thank you for keeping us on your mind, what with you being busy and all. Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually saved? The whole business is still quite the mystery to us.
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it finally comes time to say them out loud.
Yeah, he'll just explain everything. Yep. Basically everything that we saw as Neuvillette. Focalor deceived the Heavenly Principles and used Furina's endless performance to save Fontaine, which is still crazy.
So that's what happened?
I only saw Furina's part myself.
Focalor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontainians from dissolving.
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontainians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontainians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Yeah.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone.
You could say that it was at that moment the Fontainians were finally truly born.
Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too!
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask.
Where's my fucking sister, dude?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Yeah, this is it. Okay. About the initial verdict that was passed on Child.
I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had tangential liability. As for the judgment passed by the Oratrice during the trial, whether it was due to that liability by association or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Guess Focalor had Fontainians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans. Hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got another question. Back when Fontainians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed Oceanids?
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontainians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yes.
Yeah! Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters in Fontaine converge.
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, but instead a form of ritual. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Paimon sorta gets it now.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, seems like this ritual won't be of any further use, but it'll probably live on as a local custom.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
About Fontaine's future.
Yeah, about
Ah, Lady Farina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted.
Yeah, more like give her time to just, like 500 years, give her time to just collect.
She simply said that she was tired and needed to rest. Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the Opera House. Not unlike how an ordinary person might.
But she's still got a place to stay, right?
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel.
Yeah.
In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal.
Yep.
But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
What about you then? What are your plans now that you've regained your full powers as the Hydro Dragon?
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
I mean, he was practically doing that because aside from the one verdict with Child, like every verdict he made, the Oratrice actively was in agreement with. So it's not going to be too different, to be honest.
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective of the Udex, huh?
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both were granted to me. As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Hydro Sovereign and the duty of the Udex shall coexist within my person. Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
That's true. That power
Didn't
was
think of that.
derived from the people's faith in the Hydro Archon, wasn't it? Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay. Where are they getting their energy from?
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Right. About Fontaine's Gnosis.
Oh, that's right! They say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something!
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power.
Right, so the Gnosis's power... Or, sorry, the Gnosis still does have power, like we were saying. It just basically... Because... So, basically... Celestia, or the Heavenly Principles, weakened the dragons and then made the Archons a puppet of their power, having them be stronger. But now that Nouvelette's got his full power back, he doesn't need the power of the Gnosis because he's already stronger. That's the way I see that.
As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine.
Yeah, exactly.
If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
Honestly, yeah.
What complicated considerations? Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the knave and as an apology to Child.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Alright, about the next stop of my journey.
You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume.
Natlan!
I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
Bro, if we start giving the Sovereign Dragons their power back in Natlan, that's gonna be fucking insane.
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there.
Ah, Sag, that would have been awesome, an army of dragons to charge on Celestia.
Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity.
Oh, cool.
Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame.
Yeah, we seen one of the characters from Natlan from the trailer with all the regions in it.
There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the knave that I believe may be useful to you. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
Right, so we're definitely coming into conflict with him. Okay.
Captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
Yeah, and aside from the Knave, watch us go back to the, like, circle of fighting Fatui again and again and again and again and again. The Captain, though, does look... Capitano. He does look pretty sick, to be honest.
Suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you.
Basically, now you gotta fucking wait a year. You dumb bit. No, I'm kidding.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
You better wait a fucking year. And I'm like, alright, fine. I have no more questions.
Hang on a sec. Paimon still got a question about the Gnosis. When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
Oh?
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Oh? Are you laughing for this or laughing at Capitano? What's going on?
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on.
At this next
you
bit.
hurry over soon as well, all right, Nervalet?
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend.
More fucking Celestia shenanigans.
I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third Descender on your person, yes?
Who is the third Descender again? Are we the fourth or the fifth? I can't remember. I don't want to progress. Whomst are we? We're the fourth. Okay, so the third is our sister, right? Slash brother, depending on which traveler you play as. I mean remains of the third Descender. Huh? Huh?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
What the fuck is going on?
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense, which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans.
I just realized something. Is Skirk Conrian? I remember Dainsleif specifically saying it's the eyes. Do you can tell who's from Conria or not? I might have to check after that.
Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you.
Yeah, now that I get a closer look at her eyes, I don't know actually.
To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
What is going on?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third Descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know.
Yeah, but like, if the third Descender is our sister, she's fucking dead? What are you talking about?
If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Bro, I hate this shit so much. Our sister is the third descender, yeah? But, like, there's no way she's dead. No, we keep fucking running into her and getting fucking visions and shit. And, like, ugh.
Next time, you believe we will meet again?
We'll probably not. We'll probably get maybe some clarification in the next Dainsleif quest, whenever that is.
I do.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was 4.5.
Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
Alright, so we're gonna be child again. Obviously. Holy shit, dude. I hope I didn't, like, miss anything there, but...
Whether it would prove useful or not, I wanted to pass that information on to you.
The remains of the third descender? So that's what the Gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person's remains?
Yeah, that's a bit mad, isn't it? Holy fuck.
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
That is insane.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
Right, yeah, so I feel, yeah, I haven't... I don't want to, like, solidify my theory of we're definitely going to side with the Fatui against the Heavenly Principles, but it is looking more likely.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
A descender. She mentioned one of them. I am the fourth descender. For me, this information means For me, this information means two things. One, the Gnosis are related to the descenders. And two, that the one who came before me has already died.
I had guessed that you might already be familiar with this concept.
Yeah.
But I did not expect you to be one of them.
Yeah, because fucking Nahida was baller enough to actually give us some fucking answers for a change.
That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender.
Bro, what if we get all the Gnosis in the end? Could you... Oh, if we get a super powerful traveler by the end of this, even for like a mission. We are compatible with every element because we're a descender. If the Gnosis are remains of the past descender, what if we get them all? We go like super traveler or some shit. Nah, that's a bit much, but... Bro, I just realized, I say that as a joke. There's 7 Archons, there's 7 Chaos Emeralds. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Oh my god, we're gonna get like hype. No, we're not gonna get Hyper Traveler. We're gonna get Super Traveler. I'm losing my shit, dude. I literally made that as a joke, and then I saw the reference and how close the reference was together. Oh god.
I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Yes.
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as special compatibility, right? No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy.
Why is it creepy, Paimon? You hiding something, Paimon?
Comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender and all.
Don't worry, I won't die so easily. Oh, we're absolutely dying at some point, and then we're gonna come back or some shit. There's no way, right? You don't Chekhov's gun, ladies and gentlemen. Chekhov's gun, chat. You don't just say shit like that. Like, don't worry, I won't die easily, just to get smacked. Like, that done. Like, done.
That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck.
I got something in my eye. Okay, I'm good.
Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that way.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
All right. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes. All of Focalor's efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will.
Whether she wanted it or not, she understood it was something that she needed to do. It doesn't matter what she wants, unfortunately. She needed to do this in order to protect her people. Can you understand the will of the gods?
I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
There we go, chat. There we go. We finally did it. We're caught up on the story. Holy shit, dude. Holy crap. Right, we get... Yeah, right. Incomplete story quest. Yeah, I know. Right, I'm gonna find a spot to... I got 2 polls, chat. We'll end it with 2 polls. I wanna head back to... Head back to Sumeru. We're gonna try our 2 polls, and then... The reason I'm in Sumeru is because of daily stuff and weekly stuff. I'm trying to get the wings. But we'll do our 2 polls, because I think we've, like... 60... I have, like, 65, 67p. Alright, let's check this out. Oh, hang on. History. Please tell me it gives me the... Oh! Alright, there we go. Okay, I gotta check how much I have. How much pity I have before I can make these pulls. I do want to try and get Xianyan. Yeah, I hope I pronounced her name right. I want to get Cloud Retainer. Okay, that's... Right, so... 60, 61, 62, 63, 64... 65, 66, 67. We're gonna get to 69. Can we get it on 69 polls, chat? Let's go. Let's try. Something tells me we're not getting it on 69 polls. That would be... Please? Yeah, I didn't think so. Fuck this game, dude. I hate this game. I hate this game. I got stuff in the shop. I don't think I can... I don't think there's new polls. Yeah, I gotta wait until next month. I didn't even... Wait, how much time is left on her banner? 22 hours? Yeah, I'm not getting her. Okay, I at least have pity built up for my next character. But the fact that I couldn't even get her on... the fact that I couldn't even get her on, 69 polls is sickening. Hang on, did I get enough there for another one? Oh, what's this? Oh, it's the commission. Oh, yeah, I can... Oh, I guess I did kind of do my commissions. Huh. Because I kept fighting enemies. Alright. We might have one more poll, chat. I'm scrounging the dirt as we speak.
Thank you for complete.
I might continue to play this off stream. Just to try and, like, get what we can. Because there's a new event. But yeah, I'm just kind of doing some cleanup before we eventually call it. And I want to get some condensed resin as well. I don't know what I'm going to do with this game now. Because if we're not, like, I don't know if I want to keep playing the story, like, throughout, you know what I mean? It could be a good way of staying up to date, though. Oh. Right. So now I have all my condensed resin. I might fight that narwhal. I might try and fight it at some stage. But I did mention I have some IRL commitments to do. So I can't stay on stream too long, unfortunately. So we're going to call it there. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, though. Or not tomorrow. On Wednesday. Okay. Let's swap over here. So let's swap back to our intro. But yeah, no. Honestly, like, that was really good. Oh, fuck. And then unlock this off. Bro! There we go. Okay. I can put on some music, though. Okay. I'm just gonna get, like, some music set up so we can kind of chill. Crossroads being the favorite. Alright, sick. Alright, cool. Right, that's done. Right, I'll need some time to marinate on which... sorry, I was just taking my controller out. I will need time to marinate on which of the regions I like more between Sumeru and Fontaine. I think I like Fontaine more. The highs were really good, and we got more... Like, the reason I personally liked Sumeru was we finally got some fucking answers after 3 regions. I'm just like, bro! Natlan is looking... I hope... With all the controversy around Genshin recently, like... when they hit the highs that they do, it is good. It is very good. Like, will not deny it, and I'll give Hoyoverse the credit that's, like, there. Yeah, we can talk on about the rewards and shit like that. I don't care at this point. I play Honkai Star Rail as well. But yeah, I'm thinking, I have an idea on what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. The DLC for Kakarot is coming out on Wednesday. And because of the way, like, DLC runs, that DLC might drop to, like, 4 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is we're going to play it when it comes out. We're going to play the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot DLC when that comes out with the End of Z. And what I might do is I might do a couple of tier lists in the meantime. So that could be fun little... That could be a fun little thing that we do while we wait for the DLC to drop. Shouldn't take long to download as well, maintenance. I got the speedy downloads when it comes to the internet. But holy crap, no, that was very good. No, honestly, that whole thing, like, at least if there's one thing I'm glad about is, despite the spoiler of, oh, the Archon quest not being in charge anymore from that fucking, the past event, at least I didn't have context so I could still enjoy what that was. So there is a bright side of that spoiler that happened. So thankfully they didn't, like, if they went into detail, I would have lost my shit. If Nouvelet showed up and was like, oh yes, this and this happened, I would have lost my fucking mind. I don't think I would have been playing Genshin on stream at all. So there is that. But yeah, no, that's all good. Thankfully, things seem to be doing well. The stream held up well. The sound held up well. I haven't had complaints. That's a good sign. But yeah, on Wednesday, I actually didn't know what we were going to do because I was still thinking of it during cutscenes as well when I was paying attention to the game and then like breaks between cutscenes. I was still thinking about what I'm going to do this week. My current plan is I am going to do Kakarot on... I'm going to do Kakarot on Wednesday. We're going to do the End of Z DLC because I want to do that. Because I just realized you don't have to do the previous DLC to do the next one. It might be like, oh, spoilers, but I already know the story that happens. Like, I've already watched the show. Like, I already watched the show. It's, like I said, one of my favorite anime. So yeah. So we're going to do that. And I'm thinking of doing Honkai Star Rail grinding. Because I did say last Friday that I want to take at least a week to kind of take a break from Final Fantasy XIV. I do have a goal now. I have a new goal because the thing that kind of demoralized me was binging it. I did all the patches like 2 weeks straight. But also once I had got my relic weapon, I came into a slump. But now I'm leveling White Mage. So that's going to be the goal. I'm going to, like, I finished my Red Mage leveling. So that's 90. The only thing I'm doing in that instance is gearing, which I might do on like next week. But White Mage is my current goal. I'm leveling it off stream, just so... But we'll probably end up doing that as like a chill like stream, because I gotta get used to healer as well. I don't have a healer leveled. So yeah, I think that's our plan then. Once I do 1.0, I'm going to try my best to get a proper schedule up, so that way I can upload a schedule on Sunday every week. So that way people be aware of what I'm doing. Like, I have stream, like, people can come onto my Twitch and see, oh, this dude's streaming at 3 o'clock Irish time. Sick. Or it'll probably translate to whatever time zone you're watching from. So having that little, like, having a template I can put up, be like, yo, these are the games I'm streaming. You want to tune in? Please tune in. Please and thank you. That type of thing. But yeah, I keep talking about behind the scenes stuff. That's later down the line. Right, but yeah, we're gonna end it there then. I liked it a lot. I will say that. On a final note, I like Fontaine a lot. That's why, like, Mondstadt, I have an affinity for Mondstadt. Mondstadt gets a lot of shit, but I like it. It's 1.0. Leeway was good. Inazuma was good, but it dragged and had a lot of pacing issues. Like, Ayaka and Yoimiya's quests shouldn't have been forced into the Archon quest like that. But aside from that, yeah, it was alright. Sumeru was really good, and then Fontaine is like, for me, it's like Shadowbringers and Endwalker from Final Fantasy. I need to decide on which one I like more. But yeah. Recency bias, Fontaine's on top at the moment. I actually really did like it a lot. It did well in terms of how it subverted the expectations of what we were going to do. With having us not just stop the water levels from rising, but just have people not dissolve. Like, I thought throughout we were just gonna stop the water levels from rising, but it's actually kind of crazy. No, it's cool. I'm happy. Don't know when I'll play Genshin next. If there's an event maybe that comes out in between maybe the next Dainsleaf quest, we'll do that if there's like an event that I like. There is events happening now, but even then I'm kind of like So yeah, I'll see about Honkai Star Rail grinding, because I do need to level my Doctor Ratio. I'm still working on him. I'm also waiting for Sparkle. I don't know when she's out, but I have a feeling she'll be out. I think she's out in March at some point in the next couple of weeks. It depends, because like I'm just kind of waiting to see, because I want Acheron as well, so I'm like biding my time to see what characters I do or don't want. So yeah, well, that all aside, housekeeping done, my thoughts given, we're gonna call it there. Thanks you to everyone who stopped by the stream and like came in chat and stuff, really appreciate it. But we're gonna call it there. So I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I will see you then. Peace out.